Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here on this lovely September morning. It's nice and sunshiny and going to be warm. It's great. As we prepare to gather in this morning, would you please stand with me as you're able, and let's recite these words from Psalm 105 together. Give praise to the Lord, proclaim his name, make known among the nations what he has done. Sing to him, sing praise to him, tell of all his wonderful acts. Glory in his holy name. Let the hearts of those who seek the Lord rejoice. Look to the Lord and his strength. Seek his face always. Remember the wonders he has done, his miracles, and the judgments he pronounced. You, his servants, the descendants of Abraham, his chosen ones, the children of Israel. Let's sing together now. Come, people of the risen King, who delight to bring him praise. Come, all and tune your hearts to sing to the morning star of rain. From the shifting shadows of the earth, we will lift our eyes to him. Where steady arms of mercy reach to gather children in. Rejoice, rejoice, let every tongue rejoice. One heart, one voice, O Church of Christ, rejoice. Those whose joy is morning sun, and those weeping through the night. Come, those who tell of battles won, and those struggling in the fight. For his perfect love will never cease, and his mercies never cease, but follow us through all our days in the search and hope of peace. Rejoice, rejoice, let every tongue rejoice. One heart, one voice, O Church of Christ, rejoice. Come, young and old, from every land, men and women of the faith. Come, those with full or empty hearts, find the riches of his grace. For his call, the world, his people sing, shore to shore we hear them go. The truth in Christ through every age, our God is all in all. Rejoice, rejoice, let every tongue rejoice. One heart, one voice, O Church of Christ, rejoice, 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 let every tongue rejoice. One heart, one voice, O Church of Christ, rejoice. I can thank you all for being here at this time. The children, I don't know what grade, can go to the back. God, they play. 4 years old. Thank you. Children up to 4 years old. If you're older, you have to stay here with us. It's great. All right, let's continue this morning by singing this next song. Before we sing it, so normally I do this right before we do communion, but I figured I'm going to move it forward so we don't accidentally say the lyrics to this song for the like Melinda normally does. But so this is, we believe, the Apostles' Creed in song form. it's important because it's the first of the month, so we're taking communion today. We're going to be saying the Apostles' Creed later. But coincidentally, we're also doing the Apostles' Creed Sunday School class after church. So if you're still interested in learning more about the Apostles' Creed, you can go join them. Now, let's sing the Apostles' Creed together. We believe in God the Father, Almighty Lord of light, Creator of the heavens, the earth, the sea, the sky, and we believe in Jesus, the only Son of God, born of the Virgin Mary, who lives as one of us. We believe in one true God, Father, Spirit, Son, one church, one faith, one Lord of all, His kingdom come. We believe that Jesus suffered, was beaten, crucified, was died, and He was buried, entombed in darkest night. The third day rose victorious, descended into hell. Will one day come to judge us, the living and the dead. We believe in one true God, Father, Spirit, Son, one church, one faith, one Lord of all, His kingdom come. We believe in God the Spirit, one church empowered by Him, communion of God's people, forgiveness of our sins, our bodies resurrected to everlasting life, to worship, love, and wonder before the throne of Christ. We believe in one true God, Father, Spirit, Son, one church, one faith, one Lord of all, His kingdom come. We believe in one true God, Father, Spirit, Son, one church, one faith, one Lord of all, His kingdom come. His kingdom come. His kingdom come. So when I saw the title of what Melinda's talking about today, I couldn't help but do this next song because we're talking about Christ the Rock, and what other song would you sing except on Christ the Solid Rock? So we're going to sing that now. It's an old one, so you should know it. But if not, feel free to listen along, sing along, what you want to do. Or no, we don't have the lyrics. Nope. I mean, we could just sing it along. How many don't know the lyrics to On Christ the Solid Rock I Stand? Just do it. We'll just do it. You can listen along. You can sit if you want to, since we don't have lyrics. It's fun. It's technical glitches. It's great. We will sing it, and it's great. It'll be fine. We got the lyrics. My hope is built on nothing less than Jesus' blood and righteousness. righteousness. I dare not trust the sweetest frame, but wholly lean on Jesus' name. On Christ the solid rock I stand, all other ground is sinking sand. All other ground is sinking sand.
When darkness veils His lovely face, I rest on His unchanging grace. In every high and stormy gale, my anchor holds within the veil.
On Christ the solid rock I stand, all other ground is sinking sand. All other ground is sinking sand. He shall come.
When He shall come with trumpet sound, oh may our head in Him be found. Dressed in His righteousness alone, all blessed to stand before the throne.
On Christ the solid rock I stand, all other ground is sinking sand. All other ground is sinking sand. So now as we transition into our time of community, I'm going to call it, we invite you to spend some time with your fellow Imagoans here, get to know each other, get some coffee, just take a seat, but spend the next few minutes here getting to know one another.
Send us out, fill us up and send us out, fill us up and send us out, Lord. We will go, fill us up and send us out, fill us up and send us out, fill us up and send us out, Lord. Yeah, yeah. Fill us up and send us out. Fill us up and send us out. Fill us up and send us out, Lord. We will go. Fill us up and send us out. Fill us up and send us out. Fill us up and send us out, Lord. Fill us up and send us out. Fill us up and send us out. Fill us up and send us out, Lord. Oh, fill us up and send us out. Fill us up and send us out. Fill us up and send us out, Lord. We must go, oh church. We must go. Acting justly, love and mercy. We must go. We must go to the broken and the hurting. We must go. We must go. We must go. Live to feed the hungry. Stand beside the broken. We must go. Stepping forward. Keep us from just thinking. Move us into action. We must go. Yeah.
Our prayer this morning is to be a blessing to those who cause suffering, to rejoice with those who are rejoicing, to weep with our friends as they're weeping, because we are putting on Christ like a new skin that we won't fill in till resurrection. We will eat with the poor and party like priests. We will serve ridiculous feasts, inviting all whom we love and adore, and those we wish would not come through our door, because we are putting on Christ like a new skin that we won't fill in till.
Good morning, everybody. If you could make it back to your seats, that would be great. Just a few brief announcements before we continue with worship. First, if you don't know about it already, We are doing a Imago homecoming next weekend. The theme is teen movies. So your favorite teen movie, whether that be, I don't know, Back to the Future, Ferris Bueller, any of those from any decade, dress as your favorite character. Secondly, after that weekend, the next weekend, so September 17th is Vision Sunday and Ministry Fair. So if you're not sure what this church is all about, and you want to learn about what we do, what our ministries are, you can come to that, and you'll learn a lot. So, finally, after service, we will be having breakfast in the Parkview Hall, and we will have Sunday school after that at 11 o'clock. So please feel free to join us for that. Thank you. Let's continue with worship.
Good morning, Imago. All right. Today's scripture reading comes from Matthew 16, 13 through 20 from the Passion Version. When Jesus came to Caesarea Philippi, he asked his disciples this question: "What are the people saying about me, the Son of Man? Who do they believe I am?" They answered, "Some are convinced you are John the Baptizer. Others say you are Elijah reincarnated, or Jeremiah, one of the prophets." "But you, who do you say that I am?" Jesus asked. Simon Peter spoke up and said, "You are the anointed one, the Son of the living God." Jesus replied, "You are favored and privileged, Simeon, son of Jonah, for you did not discover this on your own, but my Father in heaven has supernaturally revealed it to you. I give you the name Peter, a stone, and this rock will be the bedrock foundation on which I will build my church, my legislative assembly, and the power of death will not be able to overpower it. I will give you the keys of heaven's kingdom realm to forbid on earth that which is forbidden in heaven, and to release on earth that which is released in heaven." He then gave his disciples strict orders not to tell anyone that he was the Messiah. This is the word of the Lord.
So what are your thoughts when you hear that verse? It's familiar, right? What do you think?
I know the focus is supposed to be like Jesus saying this, "You're the rock," to Peter. However, I think it reveals a really vulnerable moment for Jesus. Because he's like, what are people saying about me?
Right,
Because he doesn't get to talk to everybody.
right.
The disciples were milling about what he would be healing. And then, so he accepts their answer, and then he's like even more vulnerable. And he's like, who do you think I am? And I just think that it's
That is beautiful.
a nice moment that we get to see some vulnerability with Jesus.
I've never thought of it that way. Vicky says that it's a vulnerable side of Jesus, that he's asking, who are people saying that I am? I mean, you saying that, Vicky, made me think it would be like me walking into a leadership team meeting and saying, what are people saying about me? And that would be terrifying, right? Not that I'm Jesus. I didn't mean it like that. Lord, that came out wrong. Good. I didn't mean it like that. Anyway, anyone else? Well, that's okay that you don't have much to say right now, because I'm going to give you an opportunity to have some things to say. Our focus has been this year on building community. So we've brought back adult Sunday school after a break from COVID. We had Pride Day. We're doing this breakfast after church through our social media. We're trying to lean into what it means to be a community, to stay connected with one another. So this month of September is going to be a little bit different from other months for Imago. This month we're going to be focusing on who we are and maybe answer any questions that you may have about that. I get that Imago might be a little bit of an odd way of doing church. If you grew up like I did, it's different. The way we govern is different, the whole 9 yards. But I do think it's a beautiful way of doing things. But I do know that sometimes that leaves us with questions like, okay, wait a minute, how does that So this is the month that we hopefully could have this conversation. Next week will be homecoming. The weekend after that will be Vision Sunday. And then the fifth Sunday, Mandy and Vicki are going to come and talk to us about the 5 directives, the 5 things, the kind of the foundational anchors that anchor Imago. Am I saying that correctly? Okay, good. I do have to apologize. A few weeks ago, I said that it was the Apostles' Creed, and I completely misspoke. So if you heard me say that, that's not true. Okay, I just want to clarify. So we have 5 directives, believing that everything is spiritual, mission, process, community, and Christian. But today I want to talk about the 3 circles of our identity. So on our t-shirts and on our website and most of our literature, you see this circle like that, this beautiful way of connecting and describing our identity. So on our website, it says the 3 circles of our identity are community, mission, and practices. They are all found in our logo. These circles are all unique yet intersecting, work together in our spiritual formation as we aim to be formed in the image of Christ. So this morning is going to be a discussion. I'm not preaching. I'm going to invite you to preach. Not really, but you're going to be the one to speak. So what I want to do is I want to divide us into 2 groups. Now this is going to make you uncomfortable. And I'm just so sorry about that. You're going to have to get over it. Sorry. So I want this group to come together and form one big group. You're going to have to move and get in together. And this, do absolutely the same. 2 big groups on either side. Go ahead. And we're just going to do 2 groups, so yes, we'll just do 2 mics. All right. I need you to nominate a spokesperson from your group.
Testing. Okay.
All right. We're going to look at these 3 practices, and I'm going to invite you to have a conversation about them in your group, and then share with all of us what your group spoke about. The first one is community. So we believe that spiritual formation happens in the context of intentional relationships that may take many forms. I'm just wondering, maybe we need a 3rd group. Because you guys look like y'all are okay as far as talking with people. I'm concerned about, huh? Okay, all right, we'll make it work. Perfect, thank you. Okay. So, we are already stirring up trouble. For those of you that are watching online, our groups, they have microphones, so you'll be able to hear their comments. And for those of you that watch it in the future, later on in the week, you will be able to hear those comments because they will be mic'd. So don't feel like we're leaving you behind. We're not. So we believe that spiritual formation happens in the context of intentional relationships that may take many forms. I want you to answer 3 questions in your group. 1, how does Imago feel like a community to you? 2, how did Jesus model community to us? And 3, how can we live more fully into the idea of community? How does Imago feel like community to you? How did Jesus model community for us? And how can we live more fully into the idea of community? Yes.
So on the third point, how can we live more fully in community? Do you mean within Imago or
Yes.
community period?
Yes, in Imago, yes. How does Imago feel like a community to you?
All right, we're going to do one at a time. All right, how does Imago feel like community? You have to talk louder. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
How does Imago feel like community? Yes?
JJ is going to make some slides for us real quick, so we'll have the questions up there. Thank y'all.
Yep.
Hey. Is my mic on? Can you turn that off real quick? Thank you.
I feel like this is a community that pulls together when there's a need. People care.
I just feel like I know everybody now. You know, like it's not a nameless, faceless organization. Like I could say, oh, I remember when they started. I remember like when they started coming here and what they added to the community. It's just so rich.
How much time do we have for this?
For all 3 questions?
We'll just go to the next one.
Yep, question 2. How did Jesus model community? That's fair. Okay, so how did Jesus model community?
So my favorite way to think about Jesus modeling community is that he talked to as many people as he could in the crowd. He had a smaller group of 12 that he was more intimate with in teachings, even like saying that you're going to get this and other people won't. And then he even went even smaller, and he had just a few really close people, the 3 that he took up for the transfiguration. And so I think that that's a good model for community where you don't have to have a whole bunch of plugs. You don't have to reveal everything to everybody. You can have a few intimate friends. You can have a bigger circle, you know,
right, about 30 more seconds. All right, thank you so much. All right, this group over here. How does Imago feel like a community to you?
I'll wait.
We got the school teacher over here. That means be quiet.
Yep. 4, 3, 2. Okay. Okay, so Imago feels like a community because we meet regularly, and here is a place where you are free to be yourself and to bring your whole self, and not worry that you're going to be judged or looked down on or made to feel othered. We're comfortable here enough to share ourselves and especially our differences. It's a safe place to do that, and differences are celebrated. And we're a group of people that pull together when there's a need.
Love that. How did Jesus model community to us? I'm going to do one at a time.
Okay. So, well, they're just going to steal all our answers.
That's the point.
Gotcha. Okay, so how did Jesus model community? Vicki talked about how he had the many group that he talked to, like as big crowds that he would have, but then he had community of a smaller group of people, like the disciples, and then even smaller, his little band of 3 that were with him. So that's a good model for sharing and being a part of community. Have a broad group, closer group, and then a tight group.
I love that.
And then Jesus included people always. He fed them. He took people where they were. He didn't try to clean them up and be all pretty before he would bring them in. He included children and people who were having difficult situations, and he didn't shy away. He didn't look away.
I love that.
From things that were hard. Jesus had good boundaries with people. Vicki talked about how he would choose his interactions with the Pharisees. Sometimes he engaged, sometimes he didn't.
Ooh,
and he
that's
had
good.
Boundaries there. Jesus asked good questions to create discussion and learning about people. He extended great generosity towards others, and he communicated with God.
I love that. How can we live more fully into the idea of community?
Well, we said all of the above. And then also that we need to be intentional. We need to make room for that kind of community. We need to make it a priority. We need to
Yes.
work at it.
Yeah.
We can't expect it just to happen to
Right.
us. Can't be passive. You have to be proactive. You need to seek for the things that you want and don't wait for it. There needs to be mutuality. And we talked about how sometimes there's a good bonding that happens when we go outside our walls and we do things for other people
Yes.
to work for a common purpose.
Love that. All right, hot seat for you guys. How does Imago feel like a community to you?
It's inclusive, loving, welcoming, non-judgmental.
Yeah.
Come as you are, supportive, fun, coffee,
Yeah.
donuts.
Yeah. Yeah.
My favorite is wine.
Yeah.
Belonging, laughter, non-threatening, family, safe place, authentic, great culture, involved, diversity, non-denominational, denominational, spiritual. That was that.
Okay. How did Jesus model community to all of us?
Well, he told people to come. Come. Yeah. Jesus is inclusive.
Yeah.
Persistent questioning. He speaks in parables.
Yeah.
Leading by example. Service and worship and leadership and activism.
That's good.
And then for the third one, we came up with everything from number 2 that we just said.
Yeah.
And we have to show up to
Yeah.
be part of that community. Loving without pushing Jesus.
Do the microphone a little bit closer.
Hello.
Thank you.
Okay. Loving without pushing Jesus, without pushing each other. Everything is spiritual, loving like Jesus, no perimeters for helping or loving. Love unconditionally and not authoritarian. I got you, Terry. Leaving room to not know, showing up for everyone, and outreach within the community, our church, you know.
Yeah.
That's what we came up with.
That's good. Thank you. All right. The second premise in our circle is mission. So on our website, it says what our mission is. It is, we believe being formed in the image of God means being a reflection of Jesus, even if imperfectly, to the people around us. We are committed to promoting the values of the kingdom of God: justice, equality, mercy, and grace. Furthermore, we honor, respect, and partner with other organizations that may be different from us in order to serve the community. Now, this is the part where we're looking outside here. This is what we do outside the four walls. So the first question, there's only 2 questions on this one. I know you'll be happy. The first question is, how do you see Imago living out its mission right now? The mission that I just stated. If you want to pull your phones out and look on the website to have that little mission statement in front of you, that might be helpful. So that being our guide, how do you see Imago living out its mission now? Listen, you are free to be critical. It's okay. It's okay. But how is Imago living out its mission now? How do you see that happening? That's it for the first. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, I got wrapped up. And how, this is kind of a 2-part question, but how can we live more fully into the idea of our mission, and what would we need to make that happen? So this is not only things that you think we should do or should be a part of outside of here, but how do we make that happen? More than just saying, I wish we did blank. Also part of that would be, this is how I think we might be able to make that happen. So those are your questions. How is Imago living out its mission? How can we live? Okay, so we're 3 parts. Sorry. We are so on our game this morning, let me tell you. How is Imago living out its mission? How can we live more fully into the idea of our mission? And what would we need to do to make that happen? And again, if you want to pull that up on your phone from our website, that might be helpful. Say that again. Where is it on our website? Under directives. Yes, just Google Imago Day directives and it should pop up. You know, you hear from me or someone on the teaching team every week. I thought it'd be a good idea to hear from you guys this morning. And I think it's healthy and good. And your chance to speak into what we're trying to do here at Imago. So this group, how is Imago living out its mission?
By being active in agencies like Jolt, we adopted a school to help supply school supplies, going down to Pride, setting up with other organizations and churches. Surround? Honduras.
Yes.
And, I said that. Exploration Sunday.
Yeah.
Yes. Suppers and Lula.
Yeah.
Acorn Fund.
Yeah.
Filling the lunch bags. We still do that, right?
Yes.
On Wednesday nights.
Yes.
I think that's a big thing is like communication. Some
Yeah.
people has never even heard of that.
Right.
Oh, I'll get to that one soon. Community garden. Eats, drinks, and orthodoxy. P flag, 12 steps.
Yeah.
We let other organizations use our space.
That's right.
We open up those doors for them, and in emergency shelters.
Good. How can we live more fully into the idea of our mission?
I think by being more active in our mission, doing things together.
That's good. And what would we need to do to make that happen? I guess you
Bottom
just
line
kind of
is to
said it.
show up and commit.
Yeah,
Just
the commitment. Yeah.
commitment.
Yeah.
And
That's good.
I think we all agree with communication. We
Yeah.